Hello, welcome back to Reads of an Apple. My name is Stacy, and today we are starting week 28 of 2023. Happy Sunday. It is 8:45 on the dot Sunday evening. If you can hear my dryer, I'm sorry. This is my last load. I'm trying to get things finished up. It has been a more productive weekend than I thought it was when I looked at my to-do list a little bit ago. So I've managed to get more than I kind of expected done. And I put a lot of, maybe if I have time to do things on my list. But the biggest thing is I wanted to finish the 2 books I have going because tomorrow starts the fan fiction readathon, but we will chat about those in a minute. I want to do the quest calendar first and get that out of the way, and then we'll move on. So if this is your first weekly vlog of mine that you are watching, I have been playing the quest calendar. This is created by Sundial Games. They are a Colorado-based company, which is super fun. This is a tabletop role-playing style daily calendar that is D20 based, so think Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, D20 Modern, games like that. The theme for 2023 is the Voidspark Chronicles, which is sci-fi space opera set, so think Star Wars, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, that kind of a thing. Hi. I just fed her. She gets fed dinner at 8:30, so she's over here saying thank you, I guess, or begging for more. Oh no, it's a thank you? You're very welcome. Was Mama a good chef? Yeah, I guess I was. So yeah, this is what we have been playing. I will also mention the 2024 Kickstarter is still live when this video is being posted. I think it ends July 22nd. But you can get the games all year round. You can still buy 2023, I think, technically on their website. So I always have Sundial Games linked down below, but I will also have the Kickstarter linked as well. I'm sure they have late backing options as well, but I'm super excited. The new theme is, I chatted about it during last week's vlog, but I can't remember what it's called. But all of the pre-made characters they have for you are little animals like ferrets and weasels and stuff, so, and it seems like very foresty, fantasy set, so I'm excited for it. But about this one, so I do get the deluxe edition-ish. I get the lower end of the deluxe, but I get the one that has the hero book companion. I highly recommend it. It has all of the pre-made character level up stats already taken care of for you, so you just have to make minor changes when you level up your character. Some changes that they made for this year is it's in landscape format, and for equipment and things they have reusable stickers, which is super great. This is our ship that we are a crew member on. It is called the Karnak. So super fun. And then the character that I have been playing as is Zarilla Tur. She's an Urzen Mystic. We're level 4. And my credits completely got all swiped. We were at 400 and something. I think 320, it's either 327 or 321. So I'm going to put 321 just so we're on the safe side. I mean, I don't see us spending that much, but when I do things on Fridays, I tend to close everything up, but apparently I did not let my marker dry, so I'm just going to refix that. We're just going to put 321. I know I had 400 and something, and then we spent 80 credits on some ship equipment, so let's just move forward here. I will set these things aside. So here's what the calendar looks like. As you can see, there will be a script type font. That'll be the story of what's going on. Anything in this block style font, usually in this black box, is the mechanics of how we're doing the day's events. This was, we got to go shopping for some ship upgrades, so this was a little bit different. Usually there's not this thing here. It's just really fun full page artwork. If it's a combat page, there will be a table that tells us, you know, rounds, how many creatures, what types of rolls, and that type of thing as well. And all of the information we need to play that day's page is on the back of the previous day, as you can see. So it keeps you from getting spoiled, which is super fun. So let's just jump into it. We are currently on the way to a certain area. We were offering like traveling shipping services, and we were taking some scientists to a friend, and she was kidnapped by rebels, but in a bad way, not Star Wars rebels, because those are good rebels. These are bad rebels. And on our way to getting to where she has been taken, we stopped at a city on a new planet, and there is a big like space monster planet eater creature coming towards it. So the end of last week, we were helping with evacuations and then helping kind of shield the planet so it can't destroy the planet. So then we were gearing up. So now we are going to join the fleet, and hopefully we will be able to either take this thing out or at least get him away from this part of the universe. So let's see what's going to happen. So I will pull. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. That is the planet. And all the little cracks, those are the shields that we were working on. So that's like the plates of the different like shields coming together. This thing is trying to swallow the planet. Look at this artwork. Oh my gosh. This is psychotic and terrifying. And can you see there's like little ships here? If it'll like focus, and there's ships up here and ships here, and there's like ships all around. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, this is a combat page, but let's read the story first and be terrified for all of our lives. The moment has come. The Glutanic, a planet-devouring abomination, nears Athilia to feast on the homeworld of millions of people. It gets distracted and feasts upon the nearest moon. Okay, so this is a moon. Okay, I'm feeling better. This orbital appetizer may give you enough time to launch an effective offensive attack. But will eating the moon power him up? Okay. I don't know. So we have four rounds of aiming, which is attacking in ship format, and evasion, which is like defense for ship combat. So ship combat is a little bit different. It is D100 based, so we roll our percentile dice, which is this one, and then our normal D10, and then that gives us our 2 digits. Okay, so if you have boost the fleet noted down from an earlier page, we do not. We chose to boost shields. That was our portion of helping. So I actually have to switch my character sheet so I can see what our thing is, but I know our aim is higher. Yeah, we're at a plus 30 for our aim now. So we will add 30 to our roll here. So round number 1, let's just get right into it. That is a 76, so that is 106. All right, if your aim roll is 70 or more, your shot hits and you take no damage. Perfect. So we were fine on the dice. So on to round number 2. Ship combat goes pretty quickly. So this is 33, so that's 63. If your aim roll is 60 or more, is round 2. That was close. That was really close. Okay, on to round number 3. Wow, I was kind of surprised at that one. 77, woo, doubles. So 107 total. Round 3, if your aim roll is 70 or more, so we're doing good. We're doing good. So on to round number 4, and that is 97. Okay, wow, that's a big one. round number 4 if your aim roll is 65 or more. So we are good. We hit all 4 rounds. So if your shot successfully hit for 3 rounds, the glutanic ceases feasting upon the moon. If you... Oh, we did. Okay. And we hit it for 4. Perfect. But you just needed 3 to get it to stop eating the moon. Perfect. All right. So collect 1 credit for each round your shot hit. So we get 4 credits. And then collect an additional 3 credits if you saved the moon. Okay, so total of 7 credits. The creature then turns its attention towards its main course. Okay, all right, well, tomorrow will be fun. Okay, now the final thing before we move on from the quest calendar is they did add a new mechanic for 2023 called the Sunday Lottery. That is this box here. When you play your weekend page, you have the choice, if you would like, to roll a d6. If you roll a 1 or a 2, you lose a little bit of money. If you roll a 3 or higher, you gain a little bit of money. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it because the odds are in our favor with a d6. And that is a 4. So a 4 gives us 2 credits. So we get a total of 9 credits for this page. And that's all we have today. So fairly quick and simple. I love how simple the combat mechanics are. Even when you take damage from the ship, I feel like it's pretty simple as well. So I'm definitely A+ for them for developing their ship combat for sure. Okay, so let us talk about books. And we'll talk about what I was listening to right before I fed Cheese dinner. So I have really been buckling down on getting through Hold Me Today by Maria Luis. I am 76% through. I have just over 2 hours left. So my goal is to finish this one tonight because if you have not seen my fanfic readathon TBR, I will pop it up here. But my main goal for the fanfic readathon, which is starting tomorrow, is Manacled. I started it during the previous fanfiction readathon and I only got 20% in. So my goal is to finish that. I did create a bingo board. I do have a couple... I have various lengths. I have some long ones, I have some mid ones, and I have a couple one-shots on my Kindle that I would like to potentially pick up that I've been adding since the last readathon to my Kindle, but Manacled is going to be my focus. I would like to finish that. So yeah, we will see. We will see how that goes. So my goal tonight will be to finish my audiobook over my ebook, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But where I last left you last week, I was only 6% in. I am now 76%, like I said, and oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun with this. I am loving the like dry sort of humor that I'm going to call her Mina. Her full name is Ermina, I think. Eramina, something like that. It's a Greek name. And she loves Lord of the Rings. There was one point in the beginning of the book where she was talking to her best friend about hockey, and she was like, hang out with you or watch hockey. And she was just like, yeah, you think I'm gonna hang out with you when I could watch hockey? Like, hockey, duh. And then her friend and her were laughing, and I was like, the same girl, same? I was like, how many times I have told people I'm busy because a hockey game is on, even in non-important, like middle of December, no really important things happening, but I'm like, no, hockey's on, so I have plans already. I'm just like, yes. She talks about she's talked about the Backstreet Boys a couple of times, which was my boy band growing up. And I just, I love her sassiness and her quirkiness. But then it also really got me too, because there's a point where she is reading back on like a diary that she had during high school. And, just basically going through an identity crisis kind of situation and not feeling like she doesn't belong within her own family, which also hits very deep. So Premise of this, because I actually understand more of the premise now. So Mina is trying to open her own hair salon, and we found in the very beginning of the book, the person that she hired to do the renovations stole her money, the like $10,000 she gave him as like contractual whatever to start the renovations, then stole all of the money out of like her cash register that she had there, including her lucky penny, which she has had since she was like 6 years old or something crazy, and left an IOU. But when she is at her best friend's cousin's wedding, she does her hair for her, she runs into her best friend's older brother, who she had a crush on him. Everyone kind of knew she was in love with him, and it's their relationship. So we've got best friend's brother. I'm having so much fun. The little bit of a twist of what's happening here is in the prologue and like the first chapter, he is basically on a cheap offshoot version of The Bachelor called Put a Ring on It, and he is a contestant there for The Bachelorette, Savannah Rose, and the production, like, we see him fighting with the production because they're like, you gotta propose to her, you're one of the few people left, and he's like, I don't want to propose to her. Like, we've had discussions about, like, we're just here and we get along, but we're not like, we don't get along in that type of way. And they kind of like force him to propose to her, and instead he kind of says things in a way that she can kind of understand what's happening, and then she ends up turning down him in the end. But now we're kind of a little bit in the future. He's come back home. Nobody has kind of really found out that this is what happened when he went away. He said he was like on vacation or something to his family, and somehow the video of him getting turned down has leaked to like tabloids and like Us Weekly. They talk about Us Weekly specifically, I feel like. And so now like everybody's like really amped up for this new show, and they all feel really bad about him. And so he is, when Mina comes to him for help, for either just a payment plan or any sort of help that he can offer her, because he runs like a renovation company. You know, she was trying to do it all herself and not need help, but with this situation, she's like, I need help. I can pay you what I have. It's not going to be much. We'll have to do a lot of cheap things. I can pay for all materials right now. I just can't pay for labor because this money was stolen from me. And he decides that she will pay for materials. He doesn't let her, though, because he's fallen in love with her, but that's outside the fact. If she will fake date him. It's not very much of fake dating. They very quickly move past that because they just cannot stay away from each other. And then we also find out that he had a crush on her as well, but she was his younger sister's best friend, and he was like, oh, that feels a little icky. I can't do that. I can't go there. But now that they are like fully adults, they're in their, I think he's in his early 30s and she's in her late 20s, but maybe she's in her early 30s. I feel like they're definitely older. They just can't stay away from each other. And the banter and their first steamy scene, like, you're like, well, this is a little early. And then he's like carrying her upstairs to her apartment above the salon, and his foot goes through one of the stairs, and then she has to go get his like little worker dudes to help saw him out of the stairs. I was dying. It was so funny. She's like, I'm the only one that can make fun of him. Everybody else, you cannot make fun of him in either a fun way or a mean way, and I will buy you pizza. I just I'm having so much fun with this book. I mean, I had a little bit of expectations coming into this because I chose this book because Leah talked about it very, very highly in the Buzzing About Romance, like, girl, I can't remember, is this the Girl Crush one? I think this was the Girl Crush episode. It was either their Girl Crush episode or their favorites of 2023 or of 2022. One of the two episodes of the Prompt for Summer Reading Challenge is what I'm applying this for. One of those two. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I have notes somewhere. But so I did have a little bit of expectations. I couldn't remember 100%, but I do remember like her talking about the sassiness and the fun and the Greek culture. Like, I remember that standing out to me before picking it up, is that there was a lot of really heavy Greek culture here. But what I'm loving is that it's not just all like funny, banter, sassy steam. We're getting a lot of like deep feelings, especially from Mina, because she really kind of struggles with finding a place. It turns out that her parents were either engaged or they were just recently married, but her mother had an affair with somebody when she was traveling to America, and that is her birth father. Her father now has adopted her, but she was always kind of treated as like the black sheep of the family. Her mother really never told her anything about who her real father is, and it was always kind of a sense of like the people in their community and really still in their Greek culture are very they hold on to their culture very tightly. And so at times she was definitely made to feel like she wasn't really a part of it because her mother is half Greek, and so she's only a quarter Greek. And it was breaking my heart, especially when she was looking back on some of her high school entries of just not feeling like she belonged, talking about how when her adoptive father would get drunk and basically rail at her, and how her brother and sister, who are, you know, both blood to the parents, you know, they get all the little bit of extra love. They aren't really judged quite as harshly on some things, and it just, outside of the whole blood relative situation, that was hitting a little too close for home, especially in cases of my father and feelings that I have in that situation. So I was tearing up and I was feeling heartbroken for her. And, you know, her safe space was always her best friend's house, and, you know, and Nick in a way, because he also kind of, his sister would tell him things about what Mina was going through and how she was being bullied. She also really struggled with dyslexia. And so when they were in school, they had like normal school and Greek school to learn like Greek culture and learn Greek, the language. And she was always so bad at it. And she was dyslexic, and like reading was hard for her, and she really struggled in school. And there was a really touching moment because she had specifically talks about like audiobooks a couple of times, and I'm like, oh, that's funny, I'm listening to an audiobook, and it's an audiobook. And then after a couple of mentions, she talks about a time when her grandmother gifted her an audiobook, her first audiobook. I think she said it was on a cassette tape or something, and that really kind of made her love reading because she could listen to it and still get the stories. And, you know, she's obsessed with Lord of the Rings and she loves fantasy, and it just, audiobooks are reading, especially for people who struggle to read normally, and it really touched me. And there are a lot of very deep, emotional, touching, heart-rending, heartwarming moments in between everything else, and I'm just being completely swept away by this book, and not as much as I expected. Like, I expected to enjoy it and have fun. I was like, I'm guessing it'll be at least a 4-star, if not higher, but I feel like I mean, depending on if there's like a third act conflict or what kind of happens, how things resolve with the familial situation, I don't know. I'm just like completely in love with them. And you know, sometimes there's little things that I just like crack up laughing. Her best friend, so Nick's younger sister, is I don't know exactly what she is, but she's married to a woman. And a little kind of side plot that we've been seeing that she's been talking to Mina about is that they're really kind of struggling to get approval to adopt a baby because they really want to have a child together. And at one point, Mina gets a text and they got the okay, and I was just like, oh my god, they get to have their baby, they're gonna be able to adopt, their applications or whatever were approved. And I was just like so happy for this random, like not random, but for the side character that they were able to, that they were gonna be able to adopt this baby. And I just, that tells you how swept up I am in this book. And it is just, it's really just kind of hitting a lot of different things for me, and I'm really having fun. So we'll see how things go. I'm a little nervous about what's coming up because they're going on this weird singles retreat, and the person who is putting this together, her name is Sophia. She was somebody who was in the Greek school with them, and she was in the same age grade, I guess same grade as Mina, and she used to be one of Mina's big bullies, but she is recently divorced, and people are trying to like set up these Greek people with other Greek people in their community. And for the longest time, Mina has kind of been like avoiding being set up in the community because there's such a big emphasis on you gotta marry a Greek boy, you gotta marry a Greek boy. And Mina is struggling with feeling like she doesn't belong, even though she is part Greek. She just gets so much, you know, she feels like an outsider so much that she doesn't know if she wants to, like, I think subconsciously, and maybe I'm reading into it too much, but it feels almost like she subconsciously doesn't want to stay in that and be subjected to more of that over and over again. And so she kind of pushed away from dating Greek boys. But, you know, Nick is Greek. It's really cute. Nick cusses in Greek, and you can tell, like, he's, like, losing control of his emotions when he cusses in English. And so that's, like, really cute. An interesting also little tidbit is that before the show years ago, Nick was engaged to somebody, and she ended up calling off the wedding like the night before or the morning of or something like that. I think it was the night before, and somehow Mina ends up coming to Nick somehow. I can't remember exactly how she ended up with him, and she kind of was able to talk with him and offers to kind of spend the night with him, and nothing happens. She just sleeps in the hotel room with them, and they kind of use that as, you know, to their portion of the family of why this wedding is not going to happen, even though it was all this other woman. But instead of everyone hating on Nick, or, you know, for cheating on his potential fiance, everyone blames Mina, who is younger than him, for seducing him. And like all the grandmothers like would constantly say things about Mina, and some of them are still like ignore her presence when she's there having dinner with the family. And so those old cultural things, right? But I don't know, I just really love their banter and the way that they talk to each other. And even though they've known each other basically their whole lives, both growing up in the same very tight-knit community, but also with Mina being best friends with his sister, there's still a lot of her inner self and her inner turmoil that he is able to learn. And like he discovers a couple of her tattoos. She has a couple little tattoos, like she has patience on her foot, and there's a moment when he asks her like what it means, and she's like, I get tattoos not for where I've been but where I hope to be, like in the future or something like that. And so like she gets patient on her foot because she needs to remember that she needs to be patient, because she will get her salon, she will get what she wants out of life. She just has to be patient and not rush it, and patience will bring the culmination of what she wants. And so it's just like really deep moving things like that. They get tattoos together randomly, but they choose each other's tattoos, and then it's a really cute revealing scene because they like do it hush hush, and it's very thoughtful with the tattoos that they get for each other. And I'm just loving this, as you can tell now that I've gushed on about it for so long. But yeah, I'm excited to finish it, and I'm tentatively nervous about what's going to happen at the singles thing. Nick has been talking to another contestant, Dominic, who is a retired football player, American football player, and he was on this same show, and they are friends. And I'm kind of hoping Dominic is one of the other books. I don't know if he's going to end up getting paired with this Sophia lady, but I saw that there were 3 other books in the series, but I haven't read blurbs or anything for them. I want to wait till I'm at least done with this one. But I'm hoping Dominic gets one of the other books. There's also been quite a few mentions of like a Blades hockey team, and I think Maria has like a Blades hockey series. So I think that's linking back, or just kind of like Easter eggs a little bit for another one of her series, because you know nowadays everybody has at least one hockey romance series, and I just wish people would write hockey romance if they actually know the sport, because I've always struggled with hockey romances, and with how many more are being created, it's even more of a struggle for me, because some of these people are taking their hockey notes from other books that may or may not have information correct. And as such a big hockey fan, sometimes I struggle with that. But anyway, that's outside of the fact. So 2 hours, I think it's 2 hours and 3 minutes is what I have left in this one. So I'm going to focus on reading that the rest of the night while I fold my laundry and do my last minute things. As for my ebook, I am currently, when my Kindle wakes up, let us see, 64% of the way through In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. According to my Kindle, I have 2 hours and 24 minutes left. So I don't think I'm going to finish both of these tonight. My goal was to finish both of them. But because I'm focusing so much on Manacled, at least for the like weekdays of this week, for the fanfiction readathon, that's fine that I can have that be my ebook until I finish it, so I can read that before bed the next couple nights. This book, I have swooned and felt emotions so many times. I was kind of putting together my mid-year book freakout questions, and I can't tell you how many times I wanted to put In a Jam on it, especially for like new book boyfriend crush type question. And I really wanted to put Noah in there, and I was like, this book is from July. I'm only focusing on the first 6 months of the year. I cannot throw Noah in there as much as I want to. But Noah's like my new Evan Bailey from Claire Kingsley. This book is also really, really touching me. As you can tell, I'm like speechless on how to like describe this. He is very, very touch-based, and my 2 big love languages are quality time and touch. And that is this man to a T, and quality time is what, I just spaced her name. How could I, Shay? I think it's Shay. Yeah, Shay. Is what Shay wants. And, I was a little nervous. So I did talk about the beginning of this book at the end of last week's vlog, so I'm just going to jump in. If you'd like to check that out, I'll link last week's vlog up here. It'll be the last clip. But First of all, I was kind of nervous because they do end up doing this like weird marriage of convenience, hidden marriage. So she's not forced to get rid of the tulip farm at the end of the year, so she has more time to decide. She's also kind of being like cajoled into taking a full-time position at the local elementary school, but then there's also like a first grade position opening, and I'm like, there, her friend can also come down, and her friend can be here too. And I don't know if this is a series. I kind of want it to be a series, but I'm loving this. But anyway, they go to the high school football game, and they're going because there's food trucks and stuff, and Jenny's super excited, which is his niece. And there is a woman there who keeps like trying to schedule play dates with Jenny, even though her two kids like bully Jenny completely. And he's just like, why? I don't want our kids hanging out together. But this woman has a crush on Noah and, well, you know, wants to get it on with Noah. And so he kind of is like, will you do me a favor? And this is before they get married, secretly married. And she's just like, okay. And almost the entire time he has his hand in her pocket, and just, it's not much. And he's not like feeling her up, or I mean, he kind of is feeling her, but it's not like he's groping her or anything. He just has his hand in her pocket, like his arm is around her waist with his hand in her front pocket. And that's the kind of stuff that gets me. I love little tiny things like that. You know, when he looks at her a lot, he like brushes her cheek kind of a thing. And I'm just like, this just puts like all of my radar tingly, like perfect book boyfriend radar fringe thingies. I don't even know what's going on right now with my hands. I don't know what I'm doing. It just like gets me very excited, and I'm just like, oh, so swoony. I love it. He has been pining for her. They both think that they're not good enough for each other, so we'll see how much they kind of push that. And I'm just like, oh my god, you both just need to do it. But you know what? That's really weird. Okay. I do want them to like kind of just be like, come to and be like, no, I am enough for you, and I do want you, and he does want her. And they finally kind of broke that physical barrier. And he always calls her his wife, and even though it's supposed to be secret, and she is so attracted to him, but who he is, not just his physicality. And I love their connection, and I really kind of like this. They were good friends in high school, but now that they've come back together and they don't quite know who they are yet and how they fit together as friends anymore, but they didn't like click in to being like 100% friends. There was this underlying tension of like, we're not going to click back together in the same way. Like, if we're going to click back together, it'll be more than friends. And they have started to kind of click together, and this book is like so swoony for me, and I love Noah. Jenny is the cutest little girl. I love her to pieces. She's obsessed with all of the animals except for the chickens. Oh my god, she cusses the chickens out when she has to take the eggs from the coop. It is the most hilarious thing. She cusses like a pirate. She's also obsessed with pirates. Like, they're reading books about like shipwrecks and things, and it's adorable. And this book is just giving me anything I could possibly want and more. And part of me is kicking myself for waiting so long to pick it up. And it wasn't like I was intentionally putting it off. It was just there was so much else going on. I just wasn't picking it up. And, you know, I should have listened to Becky when she was like, no, you need to pick this up. And I was just like, okay, Becky, I will eventually. So I've got 2 books right now that it's like I wasn't reading as much of Hold Me Today because I wanted to read more of In a Jam. But now that I've actually gotten through those first couple chapters and I'm into the flesh of the story of Hold Me Today, I'm like, I don't know what book I want to read. Like, I specifically, even though it was like 10 o'clock last night, I was like, I'm going to listen to the audiobook for an hour and I'm going to find things to do around the house. So I got 3.5 more boxes unpacked in the craft room, and I got some organizing done, and then I vacuumed in there, and then I put more boxes in there so now you can't see the floor again. But I pulled some boxes from here. I don't know if you can tell, but there's 3 missing boxes that are now in my craft room to organize, but that's all stuff that actually will go in the craft room. I just needed to make space for things and organize things, and then I took some storage stuff out of my bedroom and put them in the craft room. And so I was like, I'm gonna give myself an hour, we're gonna listen to my audiobook, and I'm gonna get things done. And then I was like, and then I'm going to read In a Jam the rest of the night. So, you know, I love it when I have really good books. And yeah, so I'm going to stop blabbering at you because we're already at 40 minutes here. So I'm going to get to reading and folding laundry. I'm going to pick up Hold Me Today. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to try to finish it tonight. There's more reading sprints happening for Little Cafe Readathon at 10 o'clock my time, and they're 2-hour reading sprints. I don't think I'm gonna get to, I don't know, I might still be up, we'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited. And then tomorrow I'm gonna pick up Manacled, the Spotify audiobook. I will be planning grammar. I will be doing a dedicated reading vlog for fanfic readathon, so I'm not going to go into it too much on this specific video, but I'll let you know, like, hey, I have read some today, or I have done this today, or hey, I finished this one, just so you can know what's going on reading wise. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much. I have hope for tomorrow. For Monday, with it not being a long weekend. Mondays are usually pretty crazy, but hopefully with this hot weather that we have coming again, which I absolutely hate, but hopefully things will kind of calm down when we start getting regular 90-degree weather. Grass doesn't grow near as much, like things kind of slow down a little bit growing wise, and so we usually kind of get a little bit like we're still busy, but we're not like absolutely slammed. So hopefully things will kind of calm down a little bit of work and it'll just be normal steady, not crazy steady. So we'll see. Mondays are always crazy though, but I'll stop blabbering at you now that we're 2 minutes later since I said that again. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It is currently Wednesday. I didn't have too much happening the past 2 nights outside of we have had high 90-degree weather. Today was like mid 90s as well, but I get home and the heat. First of all, I get super whiny, and I always apologize to my boss once we start getting into this weather, because I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be so whiny. I feel like I've been better this year, and thankfully we've had like such a crazy amount of like storms and cooler weather to start off summer that like it's nice that we're like almost middle of July and we're just now really hitting the 90-degree weather. There was like one day mid-June that we randomly hit it in between some storms, but I'm glad it held off as long as it did. But I'm still just like, yesterday I wanted to do nothing with my life when I got home. I've been needing to go grocery shopping, and when it gets hot outside like this, I just want to do nothing with my life. It's a thing. So we actually have kind of some updates. Not really the updates, even though it's been 3 days since I last updated you. I don't really have too much. Most of what we have is the quest calendars today. So let's do that, and then we'll touch base on the very small amount of reading that I have done. So where I last left you is we were dealing with this huge world eater type creature. Okay, so this is Mondays. All right, so we are doing more. Oh, that's right. It was trying to eat the moon, and now it's heading for the planet. That's right. I remember now. Okay, so it looks like we will have 4 rounds of more ship combat. The Glotanic begins its assault on Athelia and is met with resistance against the satellite shield you helped install. Its appendages continue to swipe at ships and knock them out of the sky. Not good. Okay. So, all right, if you have shield the planet noted down from an earlier page, that was the option we chose. Gain a +5 bonus to our evasion rolls. Okay, hopefully we won't need them. That's like the ship combat form of defense, but it's nice to have that extra bonus. And then I will switch back to my ship sheet. All right, so we are at +30 to attack. Or aim, I guess, because we are in our ship. All right, so this is 61. So what are we at? +30? How quickly I forget. So 91. So for round 1, if our aim roll is 50 or more, your shot hits and you take no damage. So perfect. On to round number 2. And that is 50. Okay, so 80 total. Round 2 is if your aim roll is 65 or more. So another good round. On to round number 3. This is a 68, so that's 98 total. For round 3, if your roll is 60 or more, perfect. On to round number 4. 100. I think that is the first time in my life I've ever rolled a 100 rolling percentile. Holy cow. Like, that's... Because it's not just 1 die, you're rolling 2. That's crazy. That's super cool. Yeah, we really just hit it with all of our might that last round. Okay. So we're at 130. I'm just a little mind blown right now. Like with D20s and you roll a natural 20, like you get them. It's like a higher statistical odd, I feel like. I'm just still flabbergasted that I want to take a picture of it because I'm like, look what happened. All right. So round 4, if your aim roll is 70 or more, so we're good. I mean, I figured we'd probably be good because we got 100 on the die, and I doubt they'd make it over 100, but... All right, if your shots successfully hit for 3 rounds, the Glotanic's attention gets deflected from the shield and focuses on attacking the ships instead. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so collect 1 credit for each round your shot hit. So we hit all 4 rounds, we get 4. And then collect 3 additional credits if you deflected the Glotanic from attacking the shield. So we get 7 total for this page. So this was Mondays. There it is, attacking the shield. Let's see what Tuesday brought. Oh, okay. Yep. So now we're going to help with the Glotanic attacking all of the other ships flying around. So looks like we will have another 4 rounds of ship combat. The Glotanic finally breaks through the satellite shield and sinks its massive teeth into the planet. I thought it was attacking ships. It begins to tear away at the terrain and decimate the land. I thought it was... what? I said we stopped the Glotanic from eating the planet. That's what we did on Monday. Is there 2 Tuesdays? No. Well, that's incredibly disappointing. Okay, so if you have evacuate the planet noted down from an earlier page, we do not. So let's just do it again. 4 rounds. We have once again a +30. So this is 80. So 110. Round 1 is if your aim roll is 60 or more, your shot hits and you take no damage. So we're good for round number 1. Round number 2 is 41, so 71. If your aim roll is 75 or more. Well, otherwise you missed. Okay, so let me look at our character sheet because I don't know if our free reroll a page specifically says a d20 roll or if it's any roll. So, time step, reroll any die roll, not specifically a d20 roll. So I'm gonna do it. We've been doing really well. We have a good aim bonus, so we're gonna use our one reroll. And hopefully we roll a 45 or more because we know for round 2, that's what we need. And that is a 91. So we are good. Okay. Whew. All right. On to round number 3. I just really don't want this planet to be destroyed. But we might not get a chance to make it matter. Okay. So this is 94 on the dice. So that gives us 124. Which round was this? Round 3. If your aim roll is 80 or more, perfect. And then round number 4 is a 53. So 83 total. And this one is 55 or more. Perfect. Okay. If your shots successfully hit for 3 rounds, the Glutonic stops eating the planet and focuses on attacking the ships. This is the second time in a row now we've had it do this. Collect 1 credit for each round your shot hit. We did get all 4 rounds. And then collect another 3 additional credits if you stop the Glutonic from eating the planet. Well, apparently it might not matter if today's calendar has it attacking the planet again. But I'm a little bitter about that. But let's see. Let's have hope, right? Oh, okay. Looks like there's teeth. Are we gonna like full on like Moby Dick? No, not Moby Dick. Pinocchio? This whale? Like go inside of it and blow it up from the inside out? This isn't a whale though. It's a giant space planet eater creature. But you get my metaphor? My very badly put together metaphor. Let's see what it says. Nothing that the fleet has thrown at the creature seems to affect it. The ships are running out of ammo and dropping quickly. This approach isn't working. While watching the beast eat... Oh my goodness. Captain Kalis gets an idea and orders the Karnak to fly towards its open orifice. Maybe we'll just shoot at it. Okay, so 1, avoid chunks of terrain floating through space, and 2, sneak into the creature's mouth. Okay, all right, this is gonna be fun. All right, so back to our character sheet, because we will need those stats, not our ship stats. Okay, let's see if we have more information. So, number 1, avoid chunks of terrain floating through space. As the Glutonic bites off chunks of the planet, large pieces float out into... I thought we stopped it from eating the planet. The creature pulls back occasionally, and this opens a window where Captain Kalis wants to fly the ship into the beast's mouth. You know, if you're just for story-wise, and I get it, like, this has to be a little bit more railroady just because of the situation of it, but then don't tell us that we are making progress in saving this planet if it literally doesn't matter because the next page has it still attacking the planet. Like, either give us a bonus for the next page or something else. Like, this is the first, like, nitpick, really big nitpick I have, is that they were, like, telling us that we're making strides helping to save this planet. And then the next page, it doesn't matter at all. Like, I would like to be able to affect the storyline somewhat. And like I said, I get it. I know that this isn't... Like, natural 20s don't do anything because usually that means the DM comes up with something cool for your character to do or whatever. But I'm a little disappointed in that. But after a year and almost 7 months, almost 6.5 months for this to be like my first real big nitpick with the game. I'd say that's pretty good. So anyway, let us move on. So this is a dexterity roll, and we get to add skills piloting and danger sense. So we do have danger sense, and our dexterity is a +4. So we get a +6 in total. And that is a 16, so 22. If the result is 15 or more, you use the terrain of the planet to help conceal the ship while trying to fly inside. Gain a +2 bonus to sneak into the creature's mouth. Number 2 below. Cool. All right. All right, number 2, sneak into the creature's mouth. Getting this close to the abomination's mouth presents its own risks and dangers. The creature could decide to chomp down at any minute. Well, just don't go in the teeth. Okay, so wisdom roll, reminder, stealthy, and piloting. So we do we have stealthy? I keep thinking we have stealthy, but we don't actually have stealthy. So that's my bad. Okay, so wisdom is a +4. We do not have stealthy and we do not have piloting, but we get our bonus +2. So this is another total of +6. And that is another 16, weirdly, and the die like rolled all the way around. That was weird. Like when it dropped, usually it just kind of rolls a little bit, but it like rolled in a half circle around my little dice tray. Okay, so same thing, 22. If the result is 15 or more, you successfully sneak past the creature's teeth and into its body through its mouth. Yeah, no, we're going inside the thing. We are going inside the thing, not just its mouth. All right. Okay, well, we will see how that plays out over the next couple days, because I'm assuming it's not going to be a one-day thing. So there we are. We're all cut up. We are now inside this creature's body, which is super great. Now, let us talk about reading. And then I do have one package I got for you today, that I got today. So, I still have not finished In a Jam. I was planning on reading it like when I would go to bed. And I did read a little bit Monday night, when I laid down. I am at 78% of the way through it. I just was so exhausted by the time I laid down. I didn't read very much. I think that was only like 12-ish, maybe more, 15-ish percent, from where I ended it on Sunday. But, yeah, I do want to read more. I'm really, really enjoying it. Like I said, the heat just takes it out of me. And I mean, even though I had my AC on and I had the fan going, it wasn't yesterday, because yesterday was the day that we were in, that it was like 98 or something crazy. It was the day before we hit like, we said we were supposed to hit 95, but it definitely felt warmer outside than 95. So it wouldn't surprise me if we hit like 97, 98 again as well on Monday. But, you know, I went to bed at like 11-ish and had the AC going and my fan going in the bedroom. And according to my Fitbit, I didn't actually fall asleep till after 3 o'clock in the morning. But I was in bed and I was like, I know I was like dozing, but I kept getting uncomfortable and hot, and I tried taking a shower, and it was a whole thing. But anyway, so I ended up not filming a clip because I just was feeling just grody and over everything. And then yesterday when I got home, I was like, I should be productive and do things. And I laid on the couch and watched YouTube videos. And then got up and went to bed. I just was so, drained from the heat. It just really just makes me ugh. And I'm feeling a little bit like that today, but I think maybe because these are the first real full days where we've had to sit in that heat, I think it just took it out of me more. But thank goodness I have a bottom floor apartment, because I turned my AC off during the day. I don't know why. I just do it. And I turn it on if I need it, if I need it. But because I'm a first floor apartment and I keep like my curtains and everything closed, my apartment stays pretty cool. The other night was the first time I really had to turn on my air conditioner this summer, which is nice being a bottom floor apartment. But yeah. And I probably could have had it on just to make things cooler and just better, but I don't know. I'm very much, even though I don't really have to necessarily be stressed about keeping my electricity bill low, because even when it's high, so to speak, it's still only like $30-$40. But you know, when we were in that weird spring phase and with all this cooler weather, early summer, I mean, I haven't had to turn the heat on for a while, and I hadn't had to turn on the AC, and my electricity bill is only like $20, which is bonkers. But yeah, I'm definitely happy that I have a bottom floor apartment, and so it kind of helps keep things cooler, for sure. So, but anyway, so yeah, I definitely want to try to finish it up. It's weird because usually if a book takes me a while to finish it, I can tell that I'm not enjoying it. But when I do sit down and pick up this book, even if I'm only to squeeze in like one chapter or something, it's giving me everything. And I just need to not be as judgmental on myself or beating up on myself too much about not finishing it in a more timely manner to like affect my stats or something like that, because I still am reading and I still am enjoying it. But yeah, it's a little sad. I think I technically read one chapter yesterday, so maybe I went from like 76 to 78% or whatever, but I just whatever. As for the other thing that I have going on, I did re-pick back up Manacled. I am reading this for the fanfiction readathon that started on Monday. I read about 5% of this on Monday evening. Yes, Monday. And 5% isn't a lot. But this book has like 1,500 pages or something crazy, so 5% is quite a bit. And this portion I was listening to the audiobook. But I'm going to leave all of my thoughts about the actual book to my fanfiction readathon vlog. So I think that's all I have for you that. But I did get an Amazon package today. I did do a little bit of shopping for Amazon Prime. Yesterday was Amazon Prime. Today was Amazon Prime. I was really hoping they had I've been wanting to I was always planning like Prime Day. I wanted to get a new Echo speaker so I could have one out here in the living room and one in the bedroom. And then I wanted to also look at deals and get a second smaller TV that I could put in my bedroom, specifically for when it's hockey season, because when we have those freaking California 8:30 late night starts and I want to watch all of the post-game shows, I want to watch them when I'm laying in bed and not on the couch. And so my plan was to either Prime Day, Black Friday, get a decent priced TV. So I signed up for one of their invite-only deals, and it was like a $400 TV that was on sale for $99. And I've been waiting, and I just got an email before I sat down to film this that that they have sold out of the TV, but you can still buy it for the grand old $399.99. And then it was like, or you can get 50% off of this other TV to make it $99.99 instead. And then I was looking at this TV, and its normal price is $129.99, which is not 50% off. So, okay. And this TV is like, the one I was looking at was a Fire TV, because that was the deal. So this is a Fire TV, but it's like 2 generations ago, and it's a 30 something inch instead of the 43 inch. So it was like 10 inches smaller, 2 series ago. So it's not as like advanced technology wise. It doesn't have as good of a picture and that sort of thing, but I don't have anything that's like 4K or anything like that. So whatever on that front. But I was like, but it's the same price. I was like, okay, so I just deleted it. I was like, I don't want that deal. I was like, I'll just wait till Black Friday. And if I could just, if I just find a really nice, really big, but like $50 TV, I mean, I don't need it massive, but like my main TV that I have in the living room is a 60 something inch, I think. Maybe it's a 50 something inch, but I paid like $50 for it. It's not a smart TV, but it has nice picture. It's a nice quality. It has lasted me quite a few years at this point. And like I don't have to have a smart TV. It was just, that was a really good deal. So that was disappointing that I didn't get that. I did make a couple purchases. Most of it was craft related stuff. I did kind of look through all of my wish lists. There was one book I noticed on sale, but it was on sale by the author and not as a Prime Day deal, but because it was like a traditionally published book that was on sale for like $4. And I was like, oh crap, I'm going to buy that sucker up. So I don't know if the author decided to offer it for that deal at the same time or what happened there. But I was like, I don't care that this isn't a Prime Day deal. I'm going to buy it while it's on sale. So that's exciting. And then I did get my new speaker. But this one I got, the one that I have is like a hockey puck. It's the Echo Dot, I think. I don't know. But mine looks like a hockey puck. I don't get the ones with the screen or anything. So, but one of the newer editions is like a ball. And I paid the couple dollars more to get it with the clock on it. Because even though I have like an analog clock right next to my TV, sometimes when it's late at night, I just kind of look at it and then I like stretch and look at the microwave in the kitchen because I'm just like, my brain won't function right now. I can't read an analog clock right now unless it's super easy. So it'll be nice. So I'll put the one I have out here in the bedroom and then I'll put that one out here, just as a, I don't know, fun thing. So, and then, yeah, I bought a lot of crafting stuff. One of the diamond painting storage bins that I've had on my eventually to buy list was like 65% off or something crazy. It was less than $20 and it's usually like a $50 storage container and you can use it for other things, but I would use it specifically for diamond painting for larger kits. And so I was like, ooh, and then a couple of diamond paintings that I had on my wish list were on sale. One of them was like $4 and I was like, sure, yeah, let's get it. So hopefully the quality's fine. I'm very particular in the diamond paintings I want. If they don't show like sometimes they have fake renderings in their image things on what you want to buy, but I look for a more realistic rendering in either the description page or I will look at reviews. And if you are a person who buys diamond paintings from any of these like Chinese sites, AliExpress, anything on Amazon, I haven't looked at Temu, but I'm sure Temu has stuff. I've been getting ads for them like crazy lately. Please post a picture of, you don't even have to do it completed. Like just show a picture of what the rendering looks like on your blank canvas because it's so helpful. I am very particular. I will pay $10 more for something that has either a better rendering style because all of these companies use different, I guess, software to do the renderings. And some of them will like do the render through the software and then manually go in and touch things up where they think it needs it. And some of them will just run it through the software and say it's good. So I'm very particular about the ones that I want. I had somebody gift me a couple diamond paintings once, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, super fun. And they're like, oh yeah, it's this new thing called diamond painting. And I was like, oh yeah, I know. I got super into the craft, and I spent way too much money getting things that I want from it. But I was like, yeah, no, it's super good. You just got to be careful. And I did it in a nice way. But I was just kind of like, yeah, you just got to be careful with them. And there's the whole thing about licensing art and stuff now. And, you know, and sometimes you just, you know, if you need something affordable, you need something affordable. And sometimes people just can't afford to buy the licensed art ones with from the bigger companies. But, you know, you just want to make sure you're still at least getting a decent product, at the very least, with the way that the art will turn out once you have it completed on the drill field. So yeah, that's my little soapbox. If you do diamond painting, if you buy diamond paintings and you buy them from like what seemingly random Chinese companies or something on Amazon or any of the other sites, and you get them in, just show people, tell them the size that it is, 20 by 30, whatever, of the drill field, not the whole canvas, or put both, and just do a picture. And I try to take pictures of all of them. I try to be good and post them in the reviews, but at the very least, I put them all into my Gems Flow app to kind of keep track of what things look like. And I also put a copy of like what the original artwork they said it was supposed to be. And then when I finish it, I also add that up into my Gems Flow app, just so I have access to all that in the future. So yeah, I'm very picky about them, but I'm pretty happy. There's a really cool like rainbow fractured Deadpool one and Mandalorian one that I bought. Those were on sale for like $15. And I don't know if those are licensed, probably not. But the normal price is like $40 for a smaller drill. So they might be licensed. I couldn't quite tell, and because they were like lightning deals, I did the research on them a long time ago when I added them to my wish list, but I saw those ones. There were a couple new ones that were lightning deals that I added that were like $4 or $6, and I was like, those are cute. And then if I saw they had 0 reviews, they were a new one, I didn't even buy them. Like, there were some other ones that were good deals, but I just hate when seeing reviews of people, like seeing like a diamond painting kit get 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars, and then one person buys it and then they post a review and they're like, this is hardly even, like, you can hardly even tell what it is. And some of them you do have to stand away to get the full effect. But I'm like, some of them are just so badly rendered that you're just like, I feel sorry for them. How are people giving this 5 stars? But maybe they had a different drill field. So I just think it's important for a lot of these companies, especially with something like this, for that. I wish that they would put, I mean, they can even put a note, rendering is not exact, canvas will not be exact, but at least to kind of understand how their pixelation of the artwork looks is helpful, and then to have someone at least post the blank canvas. So there's that. I definitely, and I'm also someone that when my things come, a lot of people, when they stash their diamond paintings, I've noticed on the few diamond painting stuff I've seen, they just kind of leave it wrapped how it comes and like stick it away somewhere. But I am someone who always opens it up, make sure you at least have one of each color. And I get you can't always get to them right away, and sometimes there's a battle getting your drills if there's not enough or there's a color missing, but at least going through and making sure you have some of each of the colors it says you're supposed to have, and making sure you have the canvas, and if it says it's supposed to have a kit or whatever, like, I highly recommend going through and being like, this is done. Because I have had a couple of times either a color is missing or drills are missing or something like that. So I recommend that. So I don't really get in, like, I talk about my crafting, but I don't really go into depth about my crafting. But yeah, I had to get it out because I've been thinking about it, and because I mostly bought diamond paintings. Oh, I also bought this really cool little lamp that I saw at my sister's house that was on sale for Prime Day. That's like Galaxy, and you can change the colors on it, and it was on sale for like $15. And when I went over to my sister's house this last time, I was like playing with it, and I was like, this is so cool. And I was like, oh my god, how have I never seen this before? And then I'm noticing it in like in the background of a couple different YouTubers videos, and I'm like, how have I never noticed that in the background before? So I'm excited to have that coming. So I didn't go too crazy, but I also, you know, I didn't really look outside of what was already on my wish list. And then I did kind of glance through the books that they had lightning deals for, the art supplies they had lightning deals for. And I think that's it. Technically, usually I check like movies and video games and furniture, or like if there's something I've been really kind of wanting. But this time I just went through quickly the books and the lightning deals for craft stuff, and then I just marked what ones I might be interested in, and I think I only ended up buying one, but and it was like a cute cow diamond painting, because you never know what the prices are gonna be until they pop up. So anyway, these I didn't buy for Prime Day, so let us open and see. Now that I've done I didn't expect to go into that super in depth, but you know what? We do what we do. Okay, so we have books, and one of them did come when it said it was going to come, and I kept thinking, nope, they're lying, nope, they're lying, but yep, it did show up. So first off is yesterday's release of Barbarian Maid, the new special edition. I love the artwork for these. I saw there's a special edition of the first Ice Planet Barbarian that's like a hardback, and it looks gorgeous. But do I really need 3 copies? Like, this I feel like is kind of worth it, because we're like, yeah, this is traditionally published or whatever. And so I have the indie ones, and then I have these. But what's fun about these is they usually include like the honeymoon novellas and like the extra little novellas in the back. Plus the artwork I think is super gorgeous. So, but I don't think I need 3 copies. And a hardback. And I've been caving on my hardback limits. Also, I feel like I have my historical bookshelf, and that's like mostly full. I have my contemporary bookshelf, that's like mostly full. I have my Asian bookshelf has some space, so I could put more manga on that. And then I have the other bookshelf that I recently put together that has like fantasy, straight fantasy, nonfiction. I mean, it basically has all of my other books outside of like my Japanese and Korean textbooks and workbooks and stuff. I have those kept separate. All of my craft books are in the craft room, and then I have like my genealogy books and things like that, and magazines, and like my genealogy stuff that's also not on that one bookshelf. But my sci-fi, paranormal, and fantasy bookshelf, I might have to pull one of those out. And probably sci-fi because it's the smallest. But I buy fantasy the most now lately, and I haven't been buying quite as much paranormal, so maybe I should pull out paranormal. But I don't know. There's just... Because once your bookshelf gets full enough, you have to start stacking them like this, so that they're all like this instead of like straight up and down or like different things. And like once you start getting them so they're all like this to save the most space, you're like, I think it's time for another bookshelf. But anyway, I got this. See, I don't talk to you for 2-3 days, and now I just can't shut up. And then the other one is I finally got my mirror version of Reckless. I ordered this before this came out, and it was like, yeah, June 5th to like June whatever, or July whatever to July 5th, and I was like, okay, all right, whatever. And then I got an update that was like July 10th to July 16th or something crazy, and I was like, well, I hope not. And guess what? It's July 12th. And this is before Prime Day, but whatever. I finally have the special copy. I finally have the special edition. I have a space for it on my shelf saved, so I will get those on my bookshelves. So there's that. I'm going to stop talking at you. It's already almost 8 o'clock. So I hope you have a good Thursday. There's only 2 days left in this week. So you know what? Happy hump day. Hello. Happy Friday. Yeah. Last night was a night. I went grocery shopping, and I haven't been grocery shopping for quite a while. I've been putting it off. So it took longer than expected. Then I got home and Denver Q's reopened for the last minute, so to speak, drop for Taylor Swift tickets. She's in Denver tonight and tomorrow night. And I was number 22 in the queue, and the queue went down. So officially no tickets, which is very sad. I may or may not stream tomorrow night because that was the night that we were trying to get tickets for, but I might just distract myself and then just watch the surprise songs. It's just sad. It's sad that so many fans were unable to get tickets without having to go into debt and pay ridiculous prices. So I'm bummed out about it, and it was fine because I was like, there's still hope. But you know what? Time has run out. So that's really unfortunate. But I'm sure whatever concert, documentary, whatever ends up happening will be great. So, I was dealing with the queue, Ticketmaster queue again last night. And then I did a little bit of reading and crocheting. And then I went to bed because, like I said a couple days ago in my last clip, the heat, it just takes it out of me. And I am over these 90-degree days. I'm just over them. So let us talk very quickly about books. For In a Jam, I have still made zero progress. I am at, I don't even know where I'm at. Yeah, I'm still at the same percentage. So I have not picked it up since I last updated you. As for the fan fiction readathon that's currently happening right now, I am plugging away at Manacled. I am, according to my ebook version, 55% of the way in, but I am about to start chapter 51 on the audiobook, and the audiobook goes up to chapter 56, so then I'll have to switch over to my ebook version. But I have been reading that way and doing some crocheting, but check out my reading vlog for my actual thoughts on what's happening in the book. But I have been doing some reading via audio at least. So I have 5 Amazon packages that I had to pick up today, and then we'll do the quest calendar. And I figured I'd open them up with you because you know what? They're fun. So why not? This is not everything that I ordered. And then one of these is actually a normal order and not a Prime Day order. So there's that as well, but we'll just tear them up and see. I was going to hold off and get them all at our little Dropbox when everything came, but they were saying things were shipped together, and then I would get a notification that 2 packages were in the thing, and I was like, that's not what happened. So this package, okay, so this is the Deadpool diamond painting. I'm super excited about that. I will pop up a picture of it. That's what the painting, that's what the drill field looks like if you care. And then this is the Mandalorian version. So here's this, but here's what the actual drill field looks out. I'll want to lay them out and do some stuff on them, and I definitely will want to take some inventory on it. Let me I just want to pop one of these open just to kind of see. It looks like both of these they have different names on them for like, as for like the company, but it looks like everything else is kind of the same. But these are round drills, it looks like. Okay. Yeah, these are definitely round drills. Cute. There's a little thing about leaving reviews in here. So yeah, it's definitely a poured glue, which is great. I feel like a lot of companies got away from doing the like double-sided tape. I mean, it's sticky. It's definitely not the stickiest I've had, but I'm pretty happy with it. Just at first glance, I'm definitely, that looks great. That looks great. I think some of the colors look funky, but it's supposed to be kind of that rainbowy effect. And then it looks like it does have a kit here with a couple different, it looks like a single placer, and then that looks like a 9 placer, and then a larger rectangle instead of the square, the normal white. And well, that's interesting. This is round drills, but it came with a set of tweezers. Oh, but this is one of the thin, cheaper tweezers. But typically, you only get tweezers with square drills. But this company might just have the same all the time. But then here are my drills. And it looks like they do have DMC numbers on them. Great. A lot of the times when you get these more serviceable, or there's a certain phrase that they use in the diamond painting community about these cheaper ones, but I'll definitely want to go through and look at them and see. But just on a precursory glance, I'm not seeing really much trash in these. They don't seem super staticky, and the drills seem pretty faceted. So far I'm impressed, but I definitely will open up the drills and do an inventory and all of that. So I'm pretty excited. So there's that package. And then this also came with it. I've been wanting to look into trying an ergonomic drill pen. So I found this really cool sparkly one. It wasn't a lightning deal, but it was like 15% off. But I think I'm hoping this will work. But I definitely I've been wanting to get a set that has, oh look, it has like little cloth things to put on it. But I've been wanting a set of metal tips. And so this one was like $1 more to get it with metal tips versus the plastic tips. And then it has purple wax, which is fun to match it. Oh, okay. So here is the metal tips, which is super fun. If you're interested in any of this, I'll link them all down below, you know, just for fun, just if you want to check these out. I can't open it because it's taped closed. I have a pair of scissors right here. But, okay, so it looks like we've got a metal straightener, and then this one I haven't seen before. But, well, I've seen it, but I just haven't had one, and it's like a bent tip, which is a single placer, and then there's a single, a 3, a 6, and a 9. My go-to for diamond painting, these are actually, like, decently thin, too. I don't know if you can tell the ridges there, but I prefer multi-placing. I think multi-placing is super fun. And I've definitely, when I was last diamond painting, I was practicing using a multi-placer tool, but doing single placing with it. But what's super cool is it came with an extra baggie of O-rings, which, you know, that's super fun. So yeah, that's that's the work side coming out. And I'm like, look, it has little gaskets. But you know what? You know, but I feel like half of my life putting away parts is doing gaskets. Like taking back gaskets out of stuff. But cool. That's really nice that it has those O-rings. So then I can add O-rings to the ends if they don't fit snugly in the two tips. But I'm excited to use. No, my gosh, I might have to start. But I had to go with like a galaxy theme. But I loved the blue and purple with the sparkles. So I'm excited. I was thinking of maybe doing some like, I don't know. If you're interested, I was thinking of doing like work on a project, kind of like live show things, but like listen to an audiobook while you're doing it, or I don't know. Because I know that people do live show things, but I wanted to like do it for like us who are readers and crafters. Okay, so now this package actually wasn't a Prime Day deal, but I had been planning to buy some new releases that came out on Tuesday at the store, and they didn't have them, so I was like, fine. So I just went ahead and bought them from Amazon. But when I was buying them, I actually bought them yesterday when I got home from grocery shopping, and they said if I spent $25 of stuff that could be delivered next day, I could get it next day, overnight. And then one of the books was a part of an Amazon deal that was happening that was, if you spend $20 of whatever is in this group, you get to save an extra $5 off of both of them. So I ended up picking a third book that actually is on my TBR or on my wish list. So that was perfect. So, but the reason I, number one, wanted this is because I wanted to get You With a View by Jessica Joyce. This is a debut book. This is on my TBR for this month. I've been super excited for this book, and I wanted to buy it like when it came out, but you know, my store still hadn't had it, and I didn't see a spot. Like there was some empty spots in the book section, and You With a View wasn't one of them, which I was surprised with because this is Berkeley. So I was like, why isn't it in the store? But I had to get this one. And then this was the one that was a part of the $5 off $20. So this is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. Another one I've been super excited for. This looks like it bothers me that the lettering isn't centered more. And it's close to the edge. Oh, but her name is fine. Weird. But anyway, I'm super excited for this one as well. And then the book that I added just for fun to get the to hit the like $20 is Outrageous by Minerva Spencer was on there. Also in the set was the third book in this series, Infamous, or maybe this is second. I think this is the second book. Yeah, because it's Notorious, Outrageous, and then the third book is the green cover. The third book was included, but I already have that book, but I didn't have Outrageous yet. So I picked up Outrageous so I could have that one as well. So those were not Prime Day deals, but I'm happy to have them. Okay, so package number 3. Okay, so, alright, this has, holy cow, I thought this was smaller than it is. Holy moly. This is one of Pamela's earlier books. I thought this was a mass market paperback because it was like normally like $9-ish, and it was on sale for like $3. And this was one that wasn't a part of Prime Day. It just was on sale. And so I added it to my cart because it was ridiculously cheap. I think this is supposed to be a historical romance, but I can't really remember, but I am a fan of Pamela Claire's romantic suspense. She's a Colorado author. I have a couple of her series. I've read through a couple of her series. So this is one of her earlier books that I didn't have. Totally didn't realize it was this big. I thought this was mass market paperback sized, but even more exciting. So I'm definitely intrigued. So I guess this is one of her indie published. Oh, it does say historical romance on the side. Who is this published by? Oh, this is reprinted by Dorchester Publishing. It was originally published in 2003, but I don't think this is the 2003 version. This is a reprinted version. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited about it. So there's that. Okay, now I've got a box. So we shall see. What is in the box. So this is a smaller size box. And this, okay, so this is my new Echo. So this is the Echo Dot, and I got the cloud blue with the clock. I'm super excited for this. Oop. I was trying to cut it, but it had one of those like tearaway things. I'm super excited to see what color it is because it just looked like it was kind of a light blue. Okay, that's bluer than I thought it'd be. But it's definitely gorgeous. I like the color of this, and I'm guessing this is where the clock will be. Cool. So I will get this set up tonight. I'm super excited. I like that. Mine, like I mentioned the other day, is a hockey puck. So I think this will be super fun. And it's always fun to get like new electronics and get them all set up. And okay, cool, fun. All right, and then now that I put my diamond paintings all over the other box, I have one more box. This is a lot larger box. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. And I did end up getting like a color changing bulb or something like that, light bulb. Okay, so this has a diamond painting and then something else. So, okay, so this is the diamond painting that I got to make for my friend who is Simpsons obsessed for Christmas. So as you can tell, I mean, I'm not going to put a picture of this one. This one looks great. This one looks really good. Like, The Simpsons, the way that this is done looks, I mean, Marge's eye looks a little funky right there. I might have to adjust that. But this actually looks pretty decent. Is this a square drill? I didn't think it was a square drill. And all of these I did see finished pictures with. Weird. Okay. That's really interesting. Alright, so this is a normal kit. These are round drills. I'll have to look at the listing a little bit closer because this drill field is a square drill field. As you can tell, everything's very squared off. And the round drill fields will have like the circles. And they'll either be lined or it'll just be more of a fuzzy. I'll have to... That's interesting that they gave a square drill field with round drills. That's that's interesting. But it looks like I have DMC numbers, so I could just buy the drills separately if that doesn't end up happening. And then the other thing in here is the moonlight, or the galaxy light I was telling you about. Oh my gosh, that's... Okay, this one is a lot bigger than my sister's was, I feel like. But look, oh my gosh. I will be setting this up. And it can change colors as well. But, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have this. I cannot wait. And to have, like, my lights turned off and have this on and be reading on my Kindle and just the ambiance and the feeling of it. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I'll link the nightlight down below as well. I'll do the diamond paintings and the pen, and this space lamp. I don't even know what they call it. This just says 3D nightlight, but whatever. And it has like a little wooden stand that you can put it on. But I'll link those things down below. I won't worry about it for the books, but yeah. So that's some of my Amazon things. So I'm still missing... I have the diamond painting storage and the cow diamond painting I got. And then I have... I bought a plastic like craft bead storage case that I got for my holiday earrings, because I'm going to put those in a separate case and then put those actually with Christmas stuff. And then the smart bulb that I got for free with my Echo. So that's not too bad. Not too bad. Only 2 more packages left to come. Okay, so let's do the quest calendar and then I can clean all of this up. So where I last left you on Wednesday is we were maneuvering our way inside of the big, what was it, Glutanica is what we were calling it? The planet-eating monster. Oh, all right. We have body organs. And it looks like it might be kind of a maze situation. We've got things numbered. So, you enter the body of the planet-eating creature. Hopefully the beast is more vulnerable from the inside. Now the plan is to find a weakness, perhaps a vital organ, and blast it. So, begin at the X, navigate around the creature, visit each numbered area in order. Visit each numbered area in order. Explore and resolve each area you visit before you choose your next. Well, this says to go in order, but you know what? That's fine, because that would just take us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that just kind of takes us in a big circle, and I'm fine with that. So we'll just do it in order. So room number 1, they're calling it rooms, but I guess body part number 1. As you pass through the esophagus, you are still navigating around the earthen mulch the glutanic has swallowed. So dexterity, reminder, piloting, and danger sense. We do have danger sense. So that gives us a +2, and our dexterity is a +4, so +6. And that is a 13, so 19 total. Okay, and if the result is 13 or more, you avoid taking any damage. Perfect. So on to room number 2, or body part number 2. From the throat, you enter a larger cavity. It must be the stomach. Sloshing around inside is a torrent of stomach acid. Some of this gets sucked up into the atmosphere collectors of the ship before it is sealed up. The acid gets vented in a cloud of noxious gas. So constitution roll. So we have a +1. That is a 17. So we are 18 total. If the result is 13 or more, you hold your breath until the fumes are vented out of the ship. Perfect. On to number 3. You exit the stomach and enter the intestines of the beast. Large muscle-lined walls begin squeezing and contracting. This forces you to move through the long tunnels and stay ahead or be crushed. So this is an evasion roll. So roll D100. And then our evasion on the ship. Let me just glance back here. We get +10. And that is 55. So we are at 65 total. If the result is 51 or more, you speed through this organ and make it out easily. Okay, number 4, you enter an unknown organ and see a swarm of hundreds of tiny creatures. Well, they are tiny in comparison to the Glutanic, but they are standard alien size. They are a living immune system. It is not wise to trigger their aggression. So dexterity, reminder, stealthy. Okay. And we do not have stealthy, but once again, our dexterity is a +4. And that is a 14, so 18 total. If the result is 13 or more, you sneak past without alerting them to your presence. So number 5, you finally escape the digestive tract of the beast and enter the bloodstream. This will be the fastest way to travel throughout the creature, but navigating will be difficult. So a wisdom roll, reminder, investigator. And we do have investigator, and our wisdom is a +4. So +6 total. And that is a 17. Hey, so 23. If the result is 13 or more, you make your way out successfully. Perfect. So room number 6, you have found the heart of the creature. This will be the best vital organ to target for destruction. Stop here. Well, we are lucky enough that I did not play yesterday, so we don't have to stop, because guess what? That was Thursday, and today is Friday. Holy moly, it looks like there's a tiny little versions of that creature all over our ship. Great. All right, several creatures that look like smaller versions of the Glutanic and that make up the creature's immune system begin attacking the Karnak, since you and the ship are foreign entities that don't belong. You hop out of the ship to attack them on the hull. So we will have to battle 4 lymphoids, attack damage, and then a potential strength roll. So let's just get into it. Lymphoid number 1. Our attack is a +6. And that is an 18. So 24. Lymphoid number 1. If your attack roll is 16 or more, you hit the enemy. Okay. So damage is, we haven't done our damage in a while. 2d12 plus 2. So that is 11. Woohoo. Wow. Okay. And 7. So 18. So 20 total damage. Okay. So we needed 9 or more. We have killed lymphoid number 1. So on to lymphoid number 2. That is a 19 on the die. So 25. This says if your attack roll is 163 or more. I don't know if you could tell. It says 163. I'm guessing that's supposed to be 16 since the previous one was 16. We're going to go with 16 and not 163. So I will roll damage again. Okay, so 2 and 12. Weird. Okay, all right. So 2 and 12, so 14 plus our 2. So 16 total damage. For lymphoid number 2, we needed 12 or more damage to kill it. So we have got that. Lymphoid number 3. So attacking, we have a +6. 15, so 21 to hit. This one also needed a 16 or more, so we are good. Then damage on this guy, that's another 11 and an 8. So 19, 21 total damage on this guy. And lymphoid number 3, we needed 11 or more damage. So lymphoid number 3 is dead. On to lymphoid number 4. That is a 14, so 20. This guy needed 17 or more, so he's a little bit stronger than the others, but we still got to hit him. So damage is a 4 and a 3, so 7, so 8, 9 damage. If you hit and your damage roll is 10 or more, we are 1 damage short. So let me see if I can do a surge that gives us damage. Well, okay, it looks like I don't have anything, but I do have things that can either decrease the amount of damage we might take or give us extra defense. So we will see what happens next. All right, if you missed or the enemy did not die, it slams into you. So now we need to make a strength roll, and our strength is a -2, and that's a D12, not my D20. Okay, so this is a 14, so -2, so we have 12 is our strength roll. Okay, if your strength roll is 10 or less, it is not, so we are not weakened. So now we look at our defense. So our defense is a 16. So if your strength is 16 or less, reduce your health by 2. And then once per page, we can take half of the damage of a single source rounded down. So I'm going to do that once per page thing. It's free. We get it every page, to only take 1 damage. So it's not the first time we've taken damage, but we don't take damage very often, which is great because I kind of try to focus more on padding our attack so that we can like do sufficient damage. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. So let's see if there's anything else. If you did not kill all the enemies, there's just 1 left. They flee when Nayli electrifies the whole of the ship and it shocks them. Collect 1 credit for each enemy you killed. So we got 3 of the 4, so we get 3 credits. So I will get my credits updated. And I think that's all I have for you. So I'm going to stop blabbering at you. Another long clip. I'm sorry, this is probably going to be another long weekly vlog, but you know what? It is what it is. But I will see you all very soon with another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to leave me a comment down below, let me know if you participated in Prime Day and what kind of things you were interested in getting, because there's so much on Prime Day that's out there. I try to kind of just stick to 1 or 2 categories each year to really kind of hone in on, but let me know what you got and it might be something I pay attention to in the future. And if you'd like to just leave me an emoji, leave me something currency or money related, because I didn't spend that much, but I did spend some money. Just not that much, but you know what? It was on sale and I'm fine with it. So I will see you all soon with another video.